At the end of 2022, Secure Act 2.0 was adopted, and it contained about 90 new provisions that were scheduled to go into effect at different times. Some of the changes kicked in during 2023. Others began at the start of this year in 2024, and there are many others that will gradually become effective over the next several years. In this video, I'm going to highlight some of the changes that are already impacting TSP account holders, as well as a few others that will start in the next year or two to put on your radar for financial planning purposes. However, before we cover those details, welcome to the Money Briefing. My name is Jarrell Harvey, and I'm with Fedway Financial. On this channel, we cover topics related to personal finance, federal benefits, and retirement planning. So if you find this video helpful, please consider sharing and subscribing. Secure Act 2.0 includes a lot of provisions that make saving for retirement easier and more accessible. These provisions are tailored to different stages of life. Some are designed with working individuals in mind, while others are more focused on those who are approaching or already in retirement. There are a number of changes related to required minimum distributions, or RMDs, which mostly affect retirees. One of the changes that actually went into effect in 2023 was the starting age of RMDs. The age to start taking RMDs has increased from 72 to 73, and it will further increase to 75 at the beginning of 2033. These changes have made it more confusing to know which age bucket that you fall within, but a helpful way to remember your RMD age is by your year of birth. So this is how it breaks down. If you were born in 1950 or earlier, then your RMD starting age is 72. If you were born between 1951 and 1959, then your RMD age begins at 73. And if you were born in 1960 or later, then your RMD age will start at 75. One of the other changes that went into effect last year that I want to highlight is the reduction to the RMD penalty. If you don't withdraw your full RMD amount in a given year, the IRS may impose a tax penalty on you. That tax was reduced from 50% to 25% of the unpaid amount, and it even drops down to 10% if you meet certain conditions and correct the RMD within 2 years. Before Secure Act 2.0, the tax penalty for missing RMDs was often waived because the penalty of 50% was considered to be relatively harsh. But now that the rate has been significantly lowered, the expectation is that the penalty will be applied more often. So, if you're required to take RMDs, you'll want to make sure that you take them not only from your TSP, but also from your traditional IRA accounts by December 31st of each year. Now I want to cover one of the RMD provisions that goes into effect this year. As of January 2024, you are no longer required to take RMDs from your Roth TSP. Your required RMD amount will only be based on your traditional TSP balance. So if you have money in your Roth account and are currently taking RMDs, it's very possible that your RMD requirement will be lower this year than it was last year. I do want to point out that the TSP accounts that are inherited by spouses, your RMD calculation will continue to include the entire account balance. Another hot topic of Secure Act 2.0 was catch-up contributions. You have to be age 50 or older to make catch-up contributions, but starting next year in 2025, if you're at ages 60, 61, 62, or 63, you will be eligible for catch-up contributions at a higher limit than those that are younger or older than you. If you fall within this special age group, your catch-up contribution will be the greater of $10,000 or 150% of the regular limit. This number is indexed for inflation, so it's also subject to change in the future. One of the provisions around catch-up contributions that was supposed to take effect this year in 2024 has been delayed for 2 years for administrative purposes. So now, starting in 2026, if your income exceeds a certain threshold, your catch-up contributions will have to be added to a Roth account. The initial threshold was $145,000, but that limit can adjust annually for inflation. Therefore, it's likely to be a higher number by the time that the new rule is applied. Even though this rule goes into effect in 2026, the earnings limit will be based on your 2025 wages and salary. So for planning purposes, if your 2025 income is above the set threshold, then any catch-up contributions you make in 2026 will go to your Roth balance. If your regular contributions are going to the traditional account, then everything will automatically switch to the Roth once you reach the regular contribution limit. Since Roth contributions are made with after-tax dollars, you'll pay taxes up front on your catch-up contributions. In terms of taking regular withdrawals from your TSP, there are a couple of new rules that have gone into effect over the last year that help more individuals avoid the 10% early withdrawal penalty if you retire or separate from service before reaching age 59 and a half. One of the provisions is strictly for qualified public safety employees, which will include many of the special provision employees in the federal government. Your distributions won't be subject to the 10% early withdrawal penalty if you separate with at least 25 years of service, regardless of your age. The other policy update applies to individuals who receive substantially equal periodic payments, which is also known as a SEP. The rule now states if you roll over or convert your SEP to an annuity, you can continue to avoid the 10% early withdrawal penalty. One of the other provisions that was included in Secure Act 2.0 allowed company plans to offer their employees the option of receiving some or all of their vested matching contributions to Roth accounts. Even though this change has already gone into effect, this is an optional provision and not a mandatory provision. I have not seen any communication on when or even if the TSP plans to offer this in the future. As you continue to plan or evaluate your own retirement, it's important to assess how the recent and upcoming changes to RMDs, catch-up contributions, and TSP withdrawals may impact your federal retirement plans. If you received any value from this video, please click the like button. You can also subscribe to our channel to get more content like this. If you're interested in seeing how we help our clients at Fedway Financial get the most out of their money and federal benefits, visit our website at www.fedwayfinancial.com, or you can schedule a free consultation with us by clicking on the meeting link in the video description. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next Money Briefing.